trying to cut off his head. And come July the 24th, there will be bloodshed. Get your tickets now. I'll see you soon.
Now I introduce to you, my pleasure to introduce the defending world champion. He's held the lineal
Tyson
crown
Fury
since
has
dethroning
suggested
Vladimir
that
Klitschko in
Deontay Wilder
November
should
of
receive a pay
2015.
cut on his
He
earnings
has
from the
inspired
trilogy fight
millions
if he
across the
doesn't
globe with his
participate in the
comebacks, both
pre-fight
inside
press
the ring
conference
and
antics.
outside the ring as
The
well.
pair are going
After their
toe-to-toe
dramatic
for a
first fight
third
ended in
time,
a
with
draw,
Wilder
Fury knocked
activating
out
a
Wilder with
rematch
the
clause
to
following
capture the
Fury's
WBC
staggering
heavyweight
victory in
title.
the second
Once
meeting.
again, here's the undefeated
That triumph has
WBC
left
heavyweight
Fury as
champion
the
of the
heavy
world,
favorite
the
ahead
Gypsy
of the
King,
next bout on
Tyson
October 9th
Fury.
in Las Vegas, which should bring the pair's feud to an end and clear the slate for a future bout with Anthony Joshua.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Prior to the
Morning.
second
Don't know
fight,
what time it
Fury
is.
was his usual self
Afternoon.
in front of the cameras to build up
Firstly, I'd like to
anticipation of the
say,
bout and driving up interest.
Congratulations to Deontay
Wilder,
for
on the
finding
other
his Lord and
hand,
Savior
didn't get
Jesus
drawn
Christ.
into the pre-fight
Before the last fight,
proceedings,
he was
attending the
comparing
press
gods.
conference
We know
wearing
my God
headphones.
won, so
Fury has dubbed
congratulations.
him as an idiot for his behavior
after
and
all this
believes he
bloodshed
should
stuff,
pay the price if he
not so
takes a
certain.
similar approach
All
this
before,
time
to be
round.
fair, said all this
For the
time.
last fight, he wasn't getting
Decapitation,
involved at
bloodshed
all.
and
It was
that.
like he didn't
We
want
all
to
know what
sell
went
any
down there,
tickets,
so,
didn't want to sell
I'm
any
sure there's a lot of
pay-per-view
people got a lot of
numbers,
questions
almost
and
like an
everyone
idiot,
understands
he
facts,
told
including
BT
myself.
Sport.
Well, I'll leave the questions open to the floor. Keep it short and simple from me. Thank you very much.
Deontay Wilder's corner, but not to Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott. And Malik, I'd like to start with you if I could, to talk a little bit about the chemistry that you've built with Deontay. Not many people know how long you guys have actually been friends, and although not in his corner, on his side and on his team.
We always had a chemistry as brotherhood, but for this fight, one thing I can say is before Deontay and I even talked about me moving forward as far as his head trainer, I wanted to make sure that we had the same chemistry as far as fighter and trainer. I wanted that to be better than brotherhood, you know what I mean? And from ever since I've started working with him as far as training him and taking that position, our chemistry as fighter and trainer by far passes our chemistry as our brotherhood. So, you know, I'm impressed with him and how he's adapted and how receptive he is and everything. So, yeah.
Deontay, last time we were up here, it was Tyson who had a new trainer sitting next to him, and you spoke about him making changes to his team, changing trainers and all that. You decided to make a change. Why was Malik the right person for the job to get it done this third time? Deontay?
You said, why was I the right one to get it done for the job?
Yeah. Obviously, they have one more fight to make this trilogy complete, but your thoughts on the third one as we are about a month and a half away.
All right, well, let's be honest about it. The first fight was a tremendous fight. Tyson showed what a great boxer he was. He got knocked down twice, and they called it a draw. The second fight was, as we all witnessed, a very one-sided fight. But when heavyweights participate in a one-sided fight, it's still great because they love to see, the fans love to see the big guys duking it out. And now the third fight, based on the first two, I really predict will be bigger than the first two fights. Based on the orders that we're getting for tickets, they far exceed what we did in the last fight. And I really believe that the pay-per-view, now that we all had the opportunity to watch that second fight, the pay-per-view is going to be bigger this time than it was last time. And we're happy that every restaurant is opening up around the country because the closed circuit action in the United States, they'll be shown in all the restaurants and bars, will be tremendous. There's a pent-up demand that the fans have. So I'm looking forward to a great fight, to a great event, and I think it's going to set all kinds of records for a heavyweight championship fight.
Thank you, Bob. And over to Sugar Hill now. And Sugar Hill, you've had a lot more time this time with Tyson than you did for the last fight. Spent with him not only in the gym, but in Miami, spending a lot of time together. How has that improved your chemistry leading into now this third fight, the amount of time you've been able to have together?
The amount of time that we've had together since rejoining together, it hasn't done anything different for us. It's always been there. There's nothing new. And the only one thing that I really have to say is, over that time of training and working with Tyson Fury, he now has power to knock a man out with one punch. And that's something that I'm happy that he has now, along with his other boxing skills and everything else that he knows. His boxing IQ is one punch knockout power.
So it wasn't really hard for me. I never started training. I wasn't in training camp when all these negotiations were going on. So it was what it was. 1 minute I'm fighting one guy, next minute I'm fighting another guy. It's what I do. It's what I get paid to do. I get paid to beat up on people. Not a bad job, really. Yes. So yeah, it's going to be Deontay Wilder. So yeah, it's his turn again. Let him get another good hiding. And we'll see if he wants a fourth rematch after this one. Maybe a 7th, 10th, 72. Who knows? It might go on forever.
So I'm going to send it over to Tyson now. What do you make of the fact that Deontay doesn't want to answer any questions?
It shows how weak of a mental person he is, and how much of the beating from the last fight has took an emotional, physical effect on his life. I was worried about Deontay Wilder for quite a while after the defeat that I gave him, and obviously he's doing his little thing with his earphones on and he doesn't want to answer any questions. That's up to him, but I'm here to promote a fight and talk to the press, what I always do. So if Deontay Wilder doesn't want to commit to this press conference, let's me take Deontay Wilder's part. So I'll play double character if you want. Yeah, I'm quite good at doing these role-playing stuff. So I'll be Deontay Wilder and I'll be Tyson Fury, and we'll play a little game. So here's me taking as Tyson Fury. So he's employed Malik Scott to help him. As Malik said, Wilder is a stubborn person, so he's got his own mentality and he wants to do things his own way. So to listen to other people is not what Deontay Wilder does. So no matter how much that Malik teaches Deontay's going to do what Deontay's going to do.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Deontay's going to do what he's going to do.
He's been doing everything I've asked him and told him to do.
Yeah, but like Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a game plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, but you're talking about as far as training. He's doing everything.
Yeah, he can
plus
do that,
more.
but in the real fight I'm talking about, he's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to revert straight back to type, 100%. As soon as he hits him with the first right hand, he's going to see red and he's going to I'm going to take his head off with this
Sugar
big
Hill
right.
just said you're a one-punch knockout artist now, but there's no history of you knocking someone out with one punch. So that means when a fight gets started, or you
Yeah,
want to
he's
go back
going to go straight back to revert, 100%. You heard it here first. And another thing is, you can't expect him to do something that you couldn't do.
Like what? Knock you out?
Yeah, like that. Deontay Wilder's a one-trick pony. He's got one-punch power. We all know that. Great. But what I'm going to do to Deontay Wilder this time is I'm going to run him over as if I'm an 18-wheeler and he's a human being. And I guarantee you he does not go past where he did before. Because before I only had 5 or 6 weeks of practicing what I was going to do to him. This time I've had 18 months of practicing what I'm going to do to him. So I anticipate it's going to be like an 18-wheeler running over somebody. And that's what you're going to see. I'm building my weight up. I'm trying to get up to 300 pounds for this fight. Yeah, because I'm looking for a big knockout straight away. I don't believe he's mentally, physically or emotionally involved in this fight. I think he's doing it for the wrong reasons. And when people do things for the wrong reasons, they always wind up getting hurt. So we'll see on fight night if I'm a man to my word and if I can run him over quicker than round 7. And I think I do, for sure.
An all heavyweight pay-per-view, all culminating in the main event with these two guys right here, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder 3. Thank you for joining us. Deontay?